welcome to the next episode of the Slab Podcast, episode 22, I believe. 22, question mark? I'm scrolling. 22. It says 23 right here. You messing with me? You did that. Episode 22 of the Slab. I swear to God, you did that. Episode 22 of the Slab Podcast, where the grades matter and there are no rules. Got my boy Professor Oak. We are changing it up. Sorry for the delay in the upload, but this guy's been going through some stuff here. I don't know if you want to fill him in or it's been a ride.
Yeah, so I ended up in the hospital. You guys may not have heard it. It's something called the hiccups. I got it pretty bad, and yeah, just was sick. So just kidding. I was moving house, and they installed my internet today and screwed that up. We had a flood over the weekend that ruined half the house, so that was interesting. And yeah, it's just been a crazy few days, so a little bit delayed. But thanks for your compassion there, Greeny, with letting us at least record a day late at least. So that helped.
Hells yeah. But appreciate all the love and support. Last episode, lots of comments. So at the end of this episode, we'll be doing a wheel spin for, I'll let you pick from a bunch of different PSA 9 slabs. I got some of the older ones, primarily older stuff. I don't have a whole lot of new, and a PSA 9 new thing is not very attractive. So I got a bunch of cool PSA 9 cards to let you pick from. So stay tuned and check that out. But Sweet. Again, appreciate all the love, support, all the likes. It's crazy. I was noticing, I was talking about it on my live stream for PWCC. We almost get more comments than likes on these videos, which is really cool. Like, we're not responding to the comments, doubling the comments by doing that, and we're getting a lot of engagement, which is really cool. Love seeing all the comments. Love the spicy takes. So keep it going, guys. Keep it going. This episode, we're going to be going through a bunch of your spicy comments. As promised, it's been almost about a month since the last one, so here we are. Let's run it. I of course won last week for the first time in like 2 effing months. It felt like. My spicy topic was college education is a bag. I've spoken enough. I'm going to let you, educated gentleman, yourself, Professor Oak, break into this to start.
Yeah, I'm not an actual professor. I'll just get that out there.
You're a doctor. No. Call me Dr. Oak.
Yeah, I think the thing with college education being a bag is there's like so many factors that depend on it, right? Like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to be a doctor? Like, I hope my doctor's college education wasn't a bag. Like, I would really want them to know what they're doing. But I think some degrees and jobs that are resulting from it like don't align that well. Like, some jobs just you're better off doing it and learning it that way, just because you don't need all the extra fluff and the expense, honestly. So I do agree. I think for the most part, but there's definitely caveats where I'd imagine like lawyers and doctors, the big guys of the world, that keep the world spinning. I would imagine a lot of those people probably learn and have a lot of value in their degree. So, yeah, I don't know what else I've got to say about it. What about you? What are you thinking?
I think college education's a bag. Obviously, like you said, it's different for each person, their makeup, how they've come up, and different things. Do you have access to it? Just to give you a little bit of my story, I am still in college, going to school for mechanical engineering for the last 14 years. Obviously part-time, started off full-time, but it's gone to one class a semester essentially. Always focused on work, always wanted my career first, and focused on that. So have been in the automotive industry now for 12 years. And it's been awesome. So, obviously being able to grind and climb the corporate ladder for 12 years instead of like 6 or 8 years, starting off on the base level with a bachelor's degree 6 years ago or whatever it would have been. I'm a lot further ahead having done what I've done. But it's, I don't know. I'm not a fan of college. I feel like 9 out of 10 jobs, you don't really need a degree. If you walk in and if you get the interview and you're just knowledgeable, like if you spent 80 hours in 2 weeks educating yourself, learning, like literally, if you sat down learning how to do CAD or basic level computer programming or something like that, you could. Like if you spend 80 hours like dedicated to it, that's a lot of effing time. That's more hours than I've spent probably in the last 13 years in college. Like I'm not the best college student, but you could learn so much stuff from the internet and just be educated and walk in and smash an interview because you're just they see it. They see who you are. They see if you do a bunch of interviews, you have a great interview experience. I had a boss one point tell me, he was a boss. He told me, he's like, you should have 3 interviews a year. You need to have the experience. You need to have the interview, be good interviewee, and you need to know the market, know what you're worth and stuff like that. So I was like, damn, I like it. A boss telling me that's freaking amazing. So I've always taken that to heart. So I've wanted to finish my degree, but I really don't want to finish the degree because it's taken a lot of time away from my family. It's kind of, I don't know if it's an excuse, but it is. It's taken a lot of time away from me. That's why for me it's a bag. So I might finish my degree. We'll see. I'm chugging away. It's going to be probably another 5 years. I got 10 classes left. It seems small, but one class this semester, it's going to stretch out to 4 or 5 years. It's kind of blows. But like you said, there are some degrees. Teachers, I believe, definitely need to learn how to teach. People that walk out of school with a master's degree that are allowed to teach is not good enough. Like you can't just teach college because you got a master's degree. You need to learn how to teach. You can't just walk like, oh, I got a master's in political science. I'm going to go teach this now. No, you need to learn how to teach first. Like there's a lot to it. And most of these college professors are dog shit teachers. 95% of them have absolutely no clue what they're doing. They're reading from PowerPoints and it's bullshit. So not a huge fan of the whole college education system because of that. I learned more from Khan Academy and just YouTube. So it's stupid. Paying excessive money for stupid stuff. It's insane. It's a busted system. Hoping it gets better, but it ain't gonna. Not in America.
I wonder if there will be changes coming in the future where like people will start working more towards like practical skills like plumbing, electrician, that kind of stuff. I feel like those kind of things go in phases where like things aren't cool to do, teenagers and stuff. They're like, oh, I don't want to do that. I want to do, I don't know, like economics. I want to do this or that. Like, I feel like they get interested in things and like their friends are doing it and then they see this happening, that kind of stuff. I feel like there's waves because I think about like your area, probably back in the day, most people were in automotive, right? It's for a long time. So it was like gold degrees around that. And then maybe now people in that area are wanting to be, I don't know, move to a different area or something and want to be a doctor or want to study ecology or I don't know, whatever. But I just feel like the good thing with it right now is you can pretty much go do whatever you want to do. I'm really optimistic that if someone wants to go be a geologist, shout out PK, like you could go be a geologist, like go learn it. And I don't feel like that was always really there for a long time, dependent on like what your parents did or what you could afford to learn and that kind of stuff. I feel like there's so many options, availabilities right now to go learn something on the stuff that isn't a bag, you could go do it. So I think college is good. I think there's a lot of good to come from it. But yeah, I mean, a lot of what I learned in this last degree that I just did, most of it I don't use at work. Honestly, over 90%, I'd say probably 95% of it I haven't used at all at work. So
I'm right there. Yeah, I absolutely 0% of what I'm learning for mechanical engineering is being used now. I know most of it. I'm the fluid dynamics bullshit I'll never use. I don't want to be an engineer like that at all in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm happy sitting right where I'm at. I'm in sales, by the way, now. For those of you that don't know that, but it's I never planned to be an engineer. So just chasing that paper, man, chasing the paper. Might just print one of these days, like we were just talking. Might just hit the print button, put it up on the wall, and say I got it. Let it run. No.
Yeah. So you could even just buy a real one. Apparently, the dog web diplomas are worth between $200 and $250. And yeah, I won't go into too much of that, but there's some people will make money whatever way possible. So you want to talk about some previous
spicy 24 hours.
Yeah, literally. Do you want to talk about some previous spicy topics?
Before we jump into that, what is your spicy topic for next week?
My spicy topic is that most people are way too afraid of making YouTube videos.
Ba-da-da-da-da. Nice. So I'm getting my a display. I'm going to show off something on the screen here. You ain't even going to be able to see it.
I can't see a thing at the moment.
Species collecting is the only correct way you guys should be collecting cards.
I love that. I'm a big species collector.
Now, without further ado, let's jump into the old spicy topics. Thank you guys again for all the awesome spicy topics. Down below, drop another spicy comment. What's going on? Anything on your mind. It could be college education related, or it could be work related, or it could be create cards, collectibles. We're open books here. So we're here for the people. Hoffman's Collectibles dropped a spicy topic, and this was just last week. So we have to go back. There's more. We got a buttload of them in the last couple of weeks, which has been awesome. Professor Oak's comments are not even that spicy from Mr. Hoffman's Collectibles. Shots fired.
I can't believe that's actually the first time we've ever blocked anyone on the channel. I can't believe.
Wow.
Okay. No, I'm just kidding. No, Hoffman's. I don't agree. I think that was a very spicy comment that you made, and I would say mine have been pretty spicy and well received. And I think if I could see the downvote, thumb down button, there's probably quite a few on some of the ones I've made. I've been pretty, maybe more so opinionated than spicy. Maybe it's a notch down from that, but I would still consider it spicy. Do you agree
what I think?
with it? Do you agree with him?
If the shoe fits, man, that was probably the most dead nuts comment I've ever seen on one of our things. Like, it's not even spicy to me. I'm like, yeah, I am fully on board with that shit. Like, let's go. Yeah. So of course I would have bust your balls to oblivion. So it is what it is. You got a bunch of bags you mentioned, and for some reason these people feel bad for you and keep voting for every week. So it's a miracle,
every
man.
Week. I don't know. Not last week. I was an hour and a half late posting last week. So yep, my fault.
Oh, blame it on the time, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. Stuck in meetings. Didn't get a lunch break that day.
You need to start setting a reoccurring meeting notice reminder you can plug that comment.
I was in meetings for like 5 hours straight, like back to back. So yeah, I just couldn't get to it, but did eventually. Yeah, I think I got a couple of votes, right? I don't know how many. I think I got like 4 or 5 votes on it.
12 to my like 19.
You got 19? Holy moly! Wow. Okay.
Yeah, mine blew up towards the end there. It was a slow bleed. You got there though. But so you do have some spicy comments every other month or so. Now that I can say that now that we're about half a year into this bitch. Holy shit. Damn, that's crazy. Holy
my god, I didn't even realize that.
Months. That's crazy. All right. I'll read off the next one and I'll let you go first again since I just spoke for about an hour. Twisted grading cards is the hobby's way of keeping up with the Joneses. When you start caring about centering and the like, it starts to take away from how much fun it was to pull the card you did that was OC.
I think for some people, it's probably right. I think that probably is a little bit of an attack on Titan there. I would say probably a lot of people that aren't really deep into the hobby, but more so casual and grade a little bit, that kind of stuff. I would say it's more geared towards that. But like for me, I love pulling good cards. And I love grading them. I love all of it. I love when they're really well centered and and they're clean and stuff. But that's more so on like a card that I need in a high grade for myself, or I was hoping to get it to sell it, to get a good grade to sell. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that many people think that way. That are like really crazy deep into it just because it's like one card. It seems like it's talking about like a specific example. There's so many cards that aren't OC. There's so many cards that I submit that have great grades and stuff. So I don't worry too much about it. I enjoy it. I enjoy all of it. I still have empty packs, empty boxes from stuff that I've opened and pulled, like just from the memories. Like, I think it's all fun. What about you? Like, do you feel like you align with that?
I'm not done with you yet. What is the reason, if you had to pick the number one reason, why do you grade a card?
There's several. I guess that's what I'm saying though. Like there isn't
What's the number one?
Number one in terms of like the
why'd you grade that PSA 10 Pikachu that Rattle shared on his YouTube?
That was to make money. That one.
That's what I was thinking. That is, for me, that is why grading exists. Not really to keep up with the Joneses. It's to make money. Of course, there is a huge dopamine hit for hitting and going through greater returns, getting 10s. That definitely helps and makes you want to keep doing it. There's like the flex to getting cool cards, all of that. That's like keeping up with the Joneses, I guess, like flexing your cool cards and cool graded video games and all this stuff. That I could see is like, that's the keeping up with the Joneses. But for me, it's to make money and filter it back in and get stuff I like to collect. So disagree. Opening packs is still a riot, like you said, but I do look, first thing I look at is centering. Can I get a 10? Can I sell this thing? Like, that's right where my line goes.
You're really in it though. That's exactly what I was saying. And up until the past few months, I was spending more grading and buying graded cards than I was in making money from it. I wasn't that interested in making money. I did, and it funded some of what I graded and what I bought and stuff. But for the most part, I was net negative on the graded card side of stuff. Probably, I don't remember. I could look back at my numbers. I keep Excel charts and stuff. But I was probably net negative. These past few months, where I've just got deeper and deeper and deeper into it, the past few years, now I'm at a point where, like, why don't I just make money doing it? Like, I can make money. I can grade them and sell them and stuff. So I have focused more towards that, but I'm pretty far down quite a few different rabbit holes. So I don't know if I can speak for everyone. I really, truly feel like over 95% of the hobby, people in this community, in this hobby, are like casual people, and they're not worried about centering and all that kind of stuff. Like I see people pull cards and post it on Facebook that are like commons and uncommons and stuff like that. I've seen so many pictures of stuff. Kids don't care. Like they're all excited. They don't care about getting 10s and stuff. They're a huge chunk of the hobby, absolutely massive. So probably 90% of the hobby, at least, I would say, goes to kids. But yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky one. Good comment to discuss. Though, go back and forth on.
Yeah, and real quick, I kind of took Pokey Stone's thunder. He had a spicy comment and played in big time into that. He said getting a 10 on a card is more exciting than trading, buying, or pulling it from a pack. So literally kind of just right into what Against Twisted said a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
you know what I really love about that comment, Pokey Stone, is I think there is like it's like a different level of excitement. I don't know if it's more. It's like a different tier or something. It's like a different category of excitement because there's like a build up for something, but there's like specific build up. When you open a pack, it could be one of like 200 cards or 300 cards. When you're waiting for that grade, you know it's probably going to be a 9 or a 10. Hopefully, like it's probably going to be one of maybe 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like 5 things. And you know exactly the card that you're excited about, the 1 out of the submission or the 3 out of the submission. There's like an anticipation and a build-up and that kind of excitement where it's less of like gambling and what's going to happen, what am I going to pull. It's going to be this card looks really good. I really hope he gets it. Really hope he gets it. Really hope he gets it. And you're doing that for a while, and then it gets the grade, and it's like almost like a relief. Oh God, yeah, got the grade of one. That's so fantastic. It's such a good feeling. It's just a different feeling for me, but it is very exciting. I do love getting the 10 on a card. Probably more than pulling a cool card from a pack, because most cards I don't love. I'm not like crazy about it. There's a very few specific cards in each set that I really want. I'm really interested in. So yeah.
All right. Leaf Green Goblin commented. Appreciate you, Leaf Green Goblin. Pokemon isn't running out of ideas. People are just blinded by nostalgia. I'm gonna lead with this one.
Okay.
Just because you did the other ones. Pokemon isn't running out of ideas. People are just blinded by nostalgia. I mean, man, I feel like that comment is so wrong. No offense, my man, but looking at the opposite boom we're having right now versus 2020, Modern is just banging off the rails. And I don't think people think that Pokemon is running out of ideas. I think people complain when they drop the new Scarlet and Violet, like, oh, this Pokemon's lame. Oh, this Pokemon's lame. Well, give it a few years. It's like Sword and Shield. It grows on people. Like, we get more used to these Pokemon. Oh, we've seen this one for 2 years. Like, oh, wow, finally they just gave this Wiglet a secret rare. Like, dope. Like, it's going to be amazing. I don't know. I'm not blinded by nostalgia. Call me an old head. First thing I did was collect every set in WotC and did all of that. Never touched Modern, but man, I see clearly now. The rain is gone. No, but yeah, I don't know, man. What do you think?
Honestly, I don't know if I could add anything else to it. I agree. Boring one. I think it's the first time
that was a win for me.
Yeah, I think it's the first time I've ever not really had anything else to add. I mean,
so you completely agree with me, 100%. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I think I do.
Damn, holy mother F! It's a miracle.
Right there with you, baby.
Today, it's a good day.
But Ponga commented that Ray is the best PokeTuber. I don't know how I want to handle that.
Who's Ray? For the people that don't know him, who's Ray?
Ray is a PokeTuber. Doesn't make enough Pokemon videos. I think he could be the very best if he made more content. And I know that's spicy coming from the spicy comment winning that I needed to make more content. But after I finish moving home, I am hoping to make more content. Once I get my internet and my desk and everything set up, I'm in the process. So soon, very soon, it's coming. I got a lot of ideas. I got a PSA return video I need to go over. But yeah, what do you think? Is Ray the best PokeTuber?
Hell nah. No. Ray's an awesome dude. 100%. He is my cabin leader for Collecticon Charlotte. He is the person I had to pay the money to so I can have a table. And looking forward to doing that, boothing, having the whole section with him will be really fun. Not just us two. There's a bunch of us in the section, but him being there, always good talking with him. He is a live stream guru. He's doing it all. He does way more live streams than I do, it seems, and that's awesome. I definitely love that type of content. Him jumping on other people's channels, always got really good takes. I like his generally it's pretty good advice in the stuff he's given. I haven't really had any issues with anything he's really said. So yeah, he's a good guy. His channel will be linked down below in the description if you want to go check it out. Ponga is dick riding pretty hard right there. It's kind of weird for you that to be your spicy comment, but I respect it. It's probably his wife. But yeah, nice guy. I love Ray. Good man. But number one PokeTuber, it's a hard no. It's a hard no. Danazard. Once you've started selling cards, it's easier to sell than collect. I feel like we're both feeling this a little bit. It currently is. I don't know, because like I look back like yesterday or 2 days ago now, PWCC live streams. I'm always just like, damn, I need like this card will fit right in. Like I have a problem, obviously, but constantly like I have new Zapdos cards on my desk. Like it's amazing. So I just bought a PSA 10 Matthew Stafford rookie card because it's like freaking $40 or something now. I was like, yep, sign me the F up for that. So I am selling way more than I ever have. And God knows what the F is that freaking Captain Planet? Like, what the f am I looking at?
Captain Britain.
It's literally the same thing. Same color scheme. You know who Captain Planet is?
Yes. Yeah.
It's literally the same guy. Whoever came out first got robbed.
I thought it was super interesting that Captain Britain is a thing. So I bought a few of his cards. I actually just got a really nice Spider-Man too. It's a cool
Spider-Man cover. There you go. Is that Green Goblin?
From 1990. No, it's no idea. Some dude in a green suit, like an actual suit, not a bad guy suit. Yeah,
it's a cool. Riddler. Got it.
So it was cool. It was, 30-something years old.
Invest now. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I've definitely sold more this year than I've bought, and I don't know if I've sold more than before. I mean, literally as like a ratio of sold to purchased. I think I've just been buying less. Because I've always been selling cards. I've been selling cards for years and selling slabs and green slabs, that kind of stuff. I think I've just been buying less for my collection and buying more like random stuff like those that are like I think are interesting, or I don't know. I've looked at so many Pikachus, and there's only so many Pikachus you can look at for like 3 years straight. Like there is a lot, but like in 3 years, a lot of them show up, in auctions, and when you've owned pretty much pretty much most of the easy access ones, the money starts to get a bit silly on the other ones, and you start to just dabble, I guess. So I haven't been buying. I've got a bunch of binders next to me. I have been buying stuff that I like, random cards that I like, random slabs, things that I think are too cheap. I just bought some more Chum Lee collection cards, like, just random stuff that I just think is cool. But not spending anywhere near as much money as I was previously. So yeah, I think kind of there's a part to it and being right, Dan's being right. Like once you've started selling cards, it's easier to sell and collect. I started selling cards a long time ago, but I guess it's just like the approach has shifted. So I don't know if I align exactly with that, but yeah.
I feel like we've just gotten better in a better habit. Instead of just blowing loads of effing money, we're like, yeah, probably can't continue down this path. I know we both work full time, but the money's coming from somewhere and you're taking it from other places. So that was kind of my problem. I was like,
yeah,
I can afford these things, but I'd rather go on some pretty cool vacations. So I need to start chilling out a little bit and selling stuff and kind of funding my stuff a little bit more with my own hobby money instead of my job, which was obviously it's a blessing to be able to do that. But yeah, it definitely has changed my perspective on things, selling a lot more. So it's been good though. Really fun.
It ties kind of nicely into what Phil said, that he commented FOMO is good for the hobby. Maybe not good for your bank account. I think what I like about FOMO, I do agree with this somewhat. I think FOMO is good for the hobby. I think it draws a lot of excitement. People talk about it. People want to jump on it and purchase things and do things, and they want to be involved and in the moment and quick and fast, that kind of stuff. I like the excitement and the energy that comes with FOMO. I don't like the effects of it and what it causes and the after effects, that kind of stuff. It can be pretty detrimental depending on what it is. I mean, obviously, ordering a 6-pack booster bundle for $25 isn't too scary of a FOMO situation. But I know, like, some people can, we've seen it on eBay sold the first year of release, first week of release, people spending crazy money on the Miriam card. I think it was like $200 or whatever out the gate, and it was like 60. Like, that's a bad FOMO effect. But the good part was people were real excited and chasing that card and talking about it. And, it's a real, like, current, very recent example of it being good, but also the effects being bad. Pretty stereotypical each round of a new set. So I think we could get into more specifics with that. I'd like to talk further with Phil on that, because I think there are other areas where it's good and other areas where it's bad. But the spicy comment didn't give a lot of context, so it's tricky to go into that. But what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, FOMO is good for me selling to people FOMOing into it. FOMO is bad for me buying, but it's not like when I'm buying vintage Zapdos cards. Like right now, there's zero FOMO for any of that crap. So, it's kind of nice. So, but yeah, like you said, it goes both ways. I don't think I could, unless you're Mason Cardinal Gaming, and you're capitalizing on FOMO, and you're not really collecting, so you're not really getting hurt by people FOMOing in. And obviously, the only side effect he gets is getting less inventory. But I feel like that's not really a problem right now with the current market. So it's great for sellers. Great. Japanese cards are nutty. As I saw in the auction on PWCC, it was there was some insane stuff happening right now. Do you think that whole situation is a lot of people in Japan, China, whatever, FOMOing into these, or is it more organic than what we saw in 2020?
I think the FOMO aspect is a massive part of why Moderns why Modern's expensive. I don't know if it's the biggest driving factor in the demand for it, because I feel like you can have a lot of demand for stuff that's cheap, but this demand seems to be like driving up prices and not slowing down. I don't know. It's confusing to me, but I do think that FOMO is what is probably the biggest factor. Like when I really think about it, which overall, if you had to, run data points on what's going on right now, I think FOMO would be probably the biggest part of like why the prices are crazy and why people are throwing so much money at this stuff. Yeah. But I think. Go ahead. No, you go.
No, I cut you off. You better finish your damn sentence.
I was just going to say.
I know you can't see me.
I can't. It's a bit trickier. I guess. I'm trying to picture it, like the conversations, like what's going off over there specifically at the moment. I just can't help but feel that a lot of people buy stuff because other people are buying it. Just like the Unigaba, EV set that we talked about. Like, I don't think people organically like those cards because they look like a 5-year-old drew them. They're not good cards. It's not good artwork. I think it's the way that it was like marketed and set up, and like everyone was talking about it and everyone was buying them. I think FOMO is a big part of that, and that's good in a lot of ways. Honestly, I mean, I guess it depends on what end you're at, but even if you spend $20 as opposed to $5, if you really want that card, I mean, want to pay $100? I mean, it's whatever, it's, something's worth what anyone is willing to pay for it, something like that in the secondary market. So people are paying it.
Yeah.
Can't be that bad because they're paying it,
Yeah. Yep. I think FOMO has 5% to do with what is booming in Japan. I think it's demand, because FOMO, again, is the fear of missing out. Modern is going nowhere. It is here. The accessibility is there. I think the 2020 boom with the vintage cards, everyone was seeing these low populations. You're like, hey, man, I need to buy this quick. There's not going to be any more available. I was selling PSA 8 Venusaurs for over $5,000. Like, stupid. People were jumping in. Hey, is this investable? I don't want to miss this. Gary V was talking about this Charizard never being able to sprain an ankle. I need to buy Charizards. Forget Wayne Gretzky. Forget Michael Jordan. Charizard's the new guy. There was a serious FOMO boost from idiots out there. And I think this stuff going on in Japan right now is literally like the Unagaba. I don't think it's, of course, there's people that see like the people that were selling the Unagabas. They're like, let me sell this now. I got whatever. I got $700 worth. I sold it. Oh, wait, I'm going to cancel it. I got a fear I'm going to miss out on something great here. I'm going to cancel your order. I'm going to hold these for another 30 days, double my profit. Like, those guys are like shady FOMOing into keeping and hiking up prices and stuff. But the demand is organic. Like, the demand for these cards. This is the first time I ever tried to buy a Japanese promo, was the Unagabas, just because I know it's going to be a huge play for making money. Yeah. Whether you're chasing the price of the bottom or if you hold them for 5 years or 4 years, 3 years, you're probably doing all right. Yeah, I think the demand is absurd. And SM Pratt, Scott, made his first video in the last 7 years, and it was nice to hear his voice again. But he had said something about he basically just deals in higher end cards, but he is getting a different feel from the buyers. The buyers this time around that are buying these cards aren't asking, hey, is this investable? How do you think this is going to do in 3 years? People are literally snap buying. People are buying crazy cards at crazy prices. The demand is too high. not enough supply of Moonbryons out there for everybody in the effing world, obviously, because we're still selling $6,000 black labels. It's freaking absurd. We're in a wild time. Buckle up, Buttercup.
Was actually quite an interesting video that he did. I enjoyed listening to that. I listened to it not long after I listened to your playback of the PWCC stream, and I couldn't help but feel when he was touching on what you just said with the feeling being different, and I'm not like, saying, oh, I'm gonna like, should I buy this to invest? Should I buy it to, oh, do you think this will be worth money in the future? Like some of the comments that he made, and I couldn't help but feel like, yeah, but people are like more educated now than ever. Like I feel like people right now that are buying cards and slabs, 99.9% of them know exactly what they want and what they're willing to pay. I don't feel like there's that many people that don't get it. And I feel like 2-3 years ago, there were a lot of people that didn't get it. They were brand new to it. A lot of people right now, most people have been in it for a couple of years. Like when you talk about Pokemon cards with someone on YouTube and Discord or whatever, they'll say, yeah, I got back in 2020. Yeah, I got back in 2021. They're not saying, yeah, I got back in last week. Like it's just not happening. And if they are, they're definitely not chasing Unigathers. Like they won't have even heard of it or know what it is. They don't even know the Discord to be in to be told about it. They're the people that are going to buy them when they pop up on eBay on promoted listings. They're like, oh, that's interesting. I'll buy that because I hate horrible artwork.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, it's like, I can't. I every day I wake up, I'm like, wow, we're still living. This is our lives, right? Lives, whatever it is. It's crazy waking up and just seeing all this cardboard on my desk and like, holy cow, these things are actually like this. It's like, this is worth it. Like this is a $40 card, this first edition Hitmonlee. I could sell this and pay for and get 8 hot and readies for this thing. Like what? What are we talking about? Like I could feed an entire country. Like it's crazy.
Love
Little
Caesars. I miss Little Caesars.
Whew. You miss Little Caesars?
Oh, I used to love it.
You don't have Little Caesars in Florida?
I can't eat it anymore. Yeah, no, I can't eat it. I have celiac disease, but I used to eat it a lot. I loved it when I was poor. When I was like poor, like counting pennies to the next paycheck type poor. Back in the old days, the old immigrant days, coming to America on the T-boat. There was definitely Little Caesars pizzas for dinner.
Oh yeah, baby.
Sometimes, yeah. Oh, God, I loved them. It was brilliant. Hot, spicy topic. Mayo with pizza. I do a massive scoop, huge blob of mayo in the middle of my plate, and I scoop mayo with my pizza. I eat it. It's so good. People think I'm crazy, but I love it.
I'm glad you couldn't see me there. I won't comment on what I just did. Wow, mayo on pizza. Are you effing stoned out of your damn mind?
I love it.
What are you doing? Mayo.
I would say I go through like half a cup when I eat pizza, like half a cup of mayo. So good.
Oh. Bro, you're joking.
Amazing. I'm so serious.
That's effing disgusting. Like I'd probably rather just eat Ron Jeremy's ass at this point. That's disgusting. Oh my God. Right after that bull run we just talked about with all the Japanese stuff booming, Matrix dropped a spicy topic saying collectibles will be dusted in 10 years' time. What do you think about that? Is that even possible?
Collectibles, absolutely not. I think there's so many collectibles that so many people have so much money in. There's so many zeros, more zeros than could probably even reach past the moon. Like there's so many zeros. If you added them all up, people have invested in collectibles for themselves, for investments, for selling, for collecting, whatever. There's just it's too big a thing. Collectibles, it's just far too big to ever die. It'll never
Yeah.
die. People will be collecting old coins and things from the 1900s. In 200 years' time, people will still be collecting Pokemon cards. Like someone will.
Yep.
Forever.
I
It'll
think
always be a thing.
I think in general, collecting is like built into the man's brain primarily. I think there are obviously women that are into collecting, but it's like 1 in 50 compared to men in collecting, I feel like. Thinking about all the men in my life, grandpa's dad, stepdad, all these different guys, they all have their own niche in collecting. My dad with some sports cards, he has HO cars. My stepdad is into NASCAR, has random NASCAR memorabilia. My grandpa was into drag racing and had real cars that he was into collecting and would get a new one every year. Like that was his thing. I can't think of a guy that doesn't like. I have a coworker that collects old freaking semi models, and everyone has their little niche. I think this one's going to be a big one when we're older because it is us when we were younger. Obviously, there's still all those guys that collect cars, upgrading their cars, and that is their thing. Like guys seem to have a thing where they fall into primarily a lot of guys. Women do, like I said, too. It's not just a guy thing, but primarily I can't, like my mom, I can't think of something like random knickknacks. Like she would collect little clown figures, but it's like random stuff. My wife's like yarn. My wife collects yarn because she makes projects. I don't know. It's like, it ain't going nowhere. It's literally us. It's in our systems. All right, no effing way, bro.
Yep. I mean, yeah. I can't agree more. I just think it's part of the world. It's huge. Collectibles are so huge. There's so much money revolving around, so many different places and people and businesses. It's just, it's way too big of a thing.
Van Gogh paintings. It falls under collectibles. Like, that ain't going nowhere in 10 years. Like,
yeah, no way.
Crazy. No shot. I'll let you take the next one if you'd like.
Yeah.
Peekaboo.
You want to do that one? Okay. Pikachu said, people who are against grading test prints and prototypes are dusted. Yeah, I think I feel like I kind of gave an opinion on this. Maybe last convo, last episode, or the one before. I think we should be grading everything possible. Honestly, I just think I would love to have it in a slab, no matter what it is. I think it's awesome. What I don't like is like grading and authenticating stuff like stolen things, like anything that involves like a criminal aspect. If you can make sure that it's not, I mean, that's their job, right? That's what we're holding them accountable to is to authenticate and make sure that it's legitimate. So as long as they're doing that, I'm confident. I'm confident it's the right thing. Yeah, enjoy it too. I think that's where you get the niche stuff, the interesting stuff. I mean, you talk about creatures deck and some things like that. Not some people like don't want set cards. Like some people want tops. Some people want promos from a cereal box, whatever. Like people want things a little bit different, or they connect to differently, or they like that there's not many of them, that kind of stuff. And if we weren't grading test prints and prototypes and all these like weird things that have a lot of background, I don't know if it'd be as an exciting of a hobby to be in. I think there'd be a little piece of the puzzle missing. So, what about you? What do you think on that?
Yeah, like you said, I think it was last week where we showed the Instagram post of the prototypes that got graded by CGC, and then Pichu Collector, there was a comment. It was like the top comment. So it showed up on the screen, and it said he's not a fan of this, so it's probably where Pikachu's comment came from, I'm guessing. I really would love to pick the brain of somebody who is not a fan of it. I don't think Rattle's a fan of it. But I've never, I guess, picked somebody's brain into why the in depth. Like,
he doesn't like
understand
grading at all, though, right?
Yeah. Drop the grading aspect, the authentication. Like, if a test print exists, like a Magic the Gathering test print from 1993, there ain't no effing way I'm gonna buy a raw one of those on eBay, unless I'm like really, really knowledgeable, rehearsed. I need that thing to be authenticated at a minimum. I would love to have one, but I need some professional opinion to go in and review it, verify it, the proto stoys, all of this stuff, right? Like, if I'd see that, I'd be like, yeah, bullshit, dude, that's fake as hell. CGC authenticated, they get the provenance behind it, the story, all of that. Hell yeah, dude. So sick. Highly recommend.
I trust them. I mean, honestly, I'd have trusted even if it was like SGC or AGS or something. I think that one is so high profile that they just wouldn't drop the ball. Honestly, I feel really confident that like when it's something like that big and that special, you'd have to. Like, you would just have to, otherwise it's going to have such a huge impact on the company if you don't do your due diligence and get it done right. I think CGC probably felt really excited about the fact that they were approached for those or made it happen or whatever. Because, you know, I'm sure whoever it was could have gone a different direction. I forget like the full story of it, but yeah, it's cool. I think it's fun. I'm excited to see what else comes, because I feel like every few months something pops up that I've never heard of before. Like, I don't think I was aware of those test cards. I don't remember. Maybe there wasn't at some point. I don't remember ever seeing one.
Yeah, no, it's awesome stuff. Yeah.
PokeDragon said that he thinks Japanese vintage 10s are undervalued. Yes, they are. I've been buying some Japanese vintage. I think they are undervalued at the moment. What about you?
Example? What is vintage? 2013, 2009.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. So this one, 2001 Jigglypuff, Darkness and Light. I think it's just a cute. You know why I bought it is because the ridiculous Pokemon YouTuber background with the clouds and the grass.
Oh, nice.
Jigglypuff has the exact same background. I feel like that's where it came from. So I thought that was cute. That's obviously vintage Japanese. This one's a bit older. This was a cute one. 2004 Houndoom Japanese. I think that's pretty special. It's a pretty cool one. So, yeah, just a few. 2003 Reverse Seizure from EX Dragon. It's a pretty special looking one. I don't know. I've been buying all sorts of stuff. But a lot, yeah, definitely buying Japanese. I think they're undervalued. I agree. Simple answer for me. What about you? I don't think you dabble too much in Japanese, right?
No, but I definitely am aware, because I watch PWCC every week. I see all this crap going on and where they're selling. I'm usually watching things and see where they end. But yeah, it's an example I even looked at this past Sunday was the Misty trainer card, Japanese, from the gym set.
Mm-hmm.
The original trainer girl hollow of the entire game.
Cute artwork too.
Oh yes, super cute. Blue, deep blue backgrounds, really cool. It's Misty. It's the freaking second gym leader in the entire game. People don't give a crap. It's not Iono. It's not the old girl with the hair, whatever. I don't even know. It's wild. Super lower populations going to be for sure. Like it's, I don't know. It's definitely cheaper, way cheaper to be shopping vintage. And I could see it's already happening. It's trickling down slowly. They're at the it's happening. They're getting older and older. They're running out of things to buy. That's from 2018. It's getting older and older. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Really curious to see how it plays out, to be honest. This is going to be quite the epic 6 months ahead of us, I feel like.
I think what could really change the market in those things, and in vintage. I mean, we say vintage. We're talking about 20 years ago. Like it's not vintage in the realm of Earth. That's ridiculous amount of years old. But vintage for this game, I definitely think that they're cheap. But I can see the tables turning a little bit if a handful of collectors, of people that are Japanese vintage collectors, a handful of them started buying them for the collection rather than buying them to invest in or to flip or to hold on for a few years, wherever. If people literally bought them, stuck them in a closet or in a box and collected them or displayed them, whatever they did with them, and didn't sell them, the market would shift pretty quick. I think you only need a handful of people. I mean, literally like 5-6 people. That could make a huge difference. So buy a couple, buy a few random ones. If you can get good prices. I think there's very, very, very rare, I would say, invest in anything. But I think they're such a cool card that even if you didn't make anything, if you got it at a good price, you're not going to feel guilty about it. Like you own a really cool Japanese vintage card. Like what's to lose? Just don't spend crazy money.
Yeah, take a guess. It doesn't look like there's a Misty Hollow trainer in the gym set. Looks like it only resides in the starter deck, the Hollow version. Didn't know that actually, which is pretty interesting. And guess the population, PSA 10 for Misty Hollow trainer Japanese.
I don't know. Less than 50?
42. 42, and I think last sold they're probably $400 or a little bit under. I can't remember. I literally just looked it up, but
I was a lot close. I was a lot closer than I thought I might have been. I just went with my gut on that one.
Yeah, so that's if it ever shifts that way, yikes. 40 cards versus it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, literally, crazy. Like so say half a dozen people start collecting, and you've got 40 of them out there. That comes down to like 30. And on that 30, how many people are holding them to wait for a couple of years before they sell, before they go up? I'm telling you, like, 6 people out of 40, that's, what's that, 15%? Like if you take away 15% of product of anything, things start to shift a little bit. So, yeah. Some of the other ones are a bit lower pop too. I mean, I just had one that, I mean, also there's different grading companies, but I have a few at the moment that are crazy low pop in CGC, and not that high in PSA either. They're pretty low pop. So if you get that combination, it's kind of lethal because like that's probably one that's a little bit more difficult to grade or to get a hold of in gradable condition. And if you can get those at good prices, do it. I mean, it's fun. They're fun cards.
Yeah, just to paint a little bit of picture versus like a modern Miriam from Scarlet and Violet base, there is 346 10's of that brand new card. That's more than the entire population of the graded Misty. 319 total graded for the Misty Hollow.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, so the demand for modern, obviously, like right there, just obviously, it's crazy. So it's cool to see. Cool to see. I don't see it changing, but I do see it trickling down like we have been. So we'll see how far it trickles.
Yeah, we've still got a bit of a wild ride ahead. I think this year there's something shifting around and changing.
Yep.
I left a comment.
Of course. Yeah. We felt bad. We figured we run this episode because we felt bad Oak losing. So this is the way we can get his comment in there.
Listen,
we gotta talk about it still.
I only cried twice. All right, we don't need to make a big deal about it. It was only twice. Cried into my pillow. I didn't make any noise. No one knew about it. We're all good. So let's go over it now, though. I don't want a third time. So people don't sell enough was my comment. I guess I'll give an explanation. I think there's a lot of people that are scared to list on eBay. They don't know how to do it. They're worried that they're going to get the pricing wrong or they're going to get screwed over. I think in my DMs on Discord, I would say the majority of questions and conversations I have with people are reaching out about those kind of things. They're worried about can they get the sale like safe and like get the money and package it right and like all the little details that like once you've done it a few times you don't even think about. It's just naturally go do it. But that's like a big hurdle for a lot of people to do it that first couple of times and like feel confident that like everything's good and gone through fine. And a much bigger problem like people realize, and people can do it. Like it's not that crazy. So I don't think people sell enough. I think it's that simple. I know we've got some we've got James, we've got Z and J. You can submit raw cards to him. He'll grade it and sell it, that kind of stuff. There are options out there, but I think I was speaking more like directly, like people themselves don't sell enough. PWCC is a good example of that. I mean, you're not really selling it. You are, but you're not. Like you're not one doing it like with eBay, where you're in the control of the title and the pricing and when and where, that kind of stuff. So, what do you think? Do you agree with that, or am I dusted?
Yeah, no, I totally agree, and I think one of the biggest things is kind of just trial and error. But there are so many YouTube videos. Like even now, I'm watching how to package certain items. Like the best way to package a booster box. I haven't had to do that yet, but when I do, I'm gonna search that son of a bitch on YouTube because I want to know how to do it right. Don't want to waste a whole lot of money. But that is something I'm going through now. I've never sold raw cards really through a PWE. Every time I used to sell raw cards, they were kind of expensive, so they'd go into a bubble mailer. I wouldn't really do PWEs much at all. So that is a whole new thing I'm going to be learning. Just did my first one really in this last week. It was like a freebie. Sent them a free card. I wanted to try it out, but I walked into USPS to ship the thing, and it went into a non-machinable stamp. I'm like, son of a bitch! I just paid $1 for this thing to ship. PWE. What's going on? And they told me my letter was like a centimeter too tall. I'm like, what the? So I just got this. I have a stack of letters that I'm going to put in the shitter now because they're too tall. I can't ship them the regular way, which blew my effing mind that the dimensions of the letter mattered that much. So I think that is a huge barrier for people. A lot of people don't know how to ship a thing. And when they do, they are like probably like when I first started, I would take this stack of cards into USPS, stuff them into bubble mailers and boxes, and pay an ass load of money. Like that is a huge barrier in time suck, where when you optimize it with your label printer, which pays for itself really fast, shipping through Pirate Ship and all of that, getting that under your belt and syncing that with your eBay and all of that cohesiveness makes your quality of life so much better and makes selling way more attractive. So people don't sell enough. They're totally agree. And I think that's a big barrier.
Should I do a 5-minute video on how to ship single cards? I feel like that's so I've done it
probably please.
I've probably done over 100 PWEs now through eBay. I'm well into triple digits.
Do it. I need a new one.
I'll do it. That'll be my next video. Watch out, guys and girls. Coming at you.
Yep.
Okay, so people will sell enough because of that video. So I'll go back on my comment because they will now.
There you go. Mr. Jonathan Perry left a comment. Appreciate you, Jonathan. CGC is better than the other companies, but too many collectors are boomers and don't like change and are blinded by nostalgia. You lost me with the last couple words, but totally agree with the CGC is better than the other companies, but too many collectors are boomers, period. Like, that's dropping it right there. Nailed it on the effing head. But PSA makes more money for people. That's another problem. That's a big factor for a lot of things, which is why people primarily grade with PSA, even though it takes still 3-4 times the time because CGC grades cards in 3 days. It's PSAs out there getting that money. And it's an easier PSA 10 over CGC. So CGC for me, much prettier slab. Totally agree with you. Awesome. They're doing these test print cards and prototypes. All things wrapped into one is awesome. Don't get the blinded by nostalgia comment though. What can you make any sense of that for me? Can you? I don't know.
I'm thinking because like PSA did it years ago, and most of the other graders are pretty recent.
They're
newer.
They're nostalgic for this ugly label.
It's always been PSA slabs, and the older cards are in older PSA slabs and stuff. I think maybe that's how I assumed they meant. I do love the CGC slab, honestly. I have quite a few at the moment. And I think they're great. Better than other companies. Obviously, like, need more detail on that. Like, how are they better? And what are the other companies? Like, are they better than AGS? I don't know anything about AGS. I think there's a lot of other companies out there that we could compare them to, but I just need more detail. I need more context there. All right. Last comment. Over to UAP. He said the layoffs in this hobby is a good thing for collectors and will reduce overhead and make grading and selling cheaper. Yeah, I don't think they have any intentions of making grading cheaper for us at the moment. It doesn't seem with these layoffs. PWCC for sure are not reducing prices. There's absolutely no way they're going to reduce prices. I don't think. Maybe run some kind of special to try and claw people back. But I've been waiting weeks and weeks for some of my stuff to come back. Like, the layoffs not good for collectors at the moment. Honestly, not even slightly. I think they're in an absolutely dreadful state. Do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, the layoffs in this hobby. So the only ones I think of really are PWCC, and they were trimming fat for the sale. Not great for me or you because how long did it take for you to get your last shipment from PWCC after a purchase?
A lot.
I just got
one. I just got one at the weekend. I just opened up. I got some slabs, and I'd probably say a month. I don't remember. It was a while. It was quite a while.
Yeah. Yep. So I don't totally agree with you there, UAP, and then the grading and selling cheaper. Grading cheaper will happen with less demand. And we're seeing there is less demand. Just looked at gem rate, graded 17,000 cards, not the 80,000 cards they were doing a day. I don't know what's going on there exactly. I'm going to probably do a little bit deeper dive into that, see what the trends are over the last few months. But yeah, it's more a demand thing. I think the National Card Convention, they almost always have done a special for it, is next month, July 26th weekend. I could see us seeing a first glimpse below $15 a month next month for that. I would be really shocked, honestly, if they didn't do something. They like that is like prime marketing for them. Like I could see them holding it till then. No reason to do it now, but I feel like it's coming.
Members only. It's definitely going to be members only.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I do feel like they'll probably put some specificity in there. It'll be a date range or a type or game sports. I don't know. There'll be something specific. Like it won't be for everything, and the price won't be open for everyone. That's my thoughts. But I don't know what. I did say, I think I've said a couple of times, I do think it'd be below 15 by summer, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure PSA has laid anybody off. I don't know. Maybe they have.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see, like, if they did a special, it's not going to be below $12.50 in my eyes. It'll be $12.50, 13 or 14, something like that. And I feel like 14's not as pretty as a marketing boom. 13 just looks way more attractive. I don't know. We'll see what they spin up.
I mean, maybe they just open it up to current pricing, but no minimum. I know they seem to like the minimum thing at the moment, so they can get a big chunk at a time. Obviously it's more valuable to get more at the same time, just because of overheads with paying someone to do something 2 or 3 times when they split it up. But we'll see. It's not long away now. You want to?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, did you want to wrap up and jump into the giveaway?
Yeah. I think I also just talked myself into not submitting any cards until the national thing gets announced. So I guess I'm sitting on this stack on my desk for another month and a half. So
I think it might be a quiet month, but there's nothing to say they won't jump on it in 3 weeks, and release it for the whole of July.
Yeah, I think that's usually what it is, whole month of July, and it ends after when the national ends, or shortly thereafter, so at the end of the month. So
just get them in quick. Get them out quick, should I say. Get them out to them quick.
Yeah. You want to wrap us, and then we'll see you guys.
Yeah.
In the giveaway.
Thanks, everyone. I know you guys love talking about these spicy topics. We love hearing about them and talking about them with you guys. It's always enjoyable. Try to keep it as well as we can to slabs and companies and the market, that kind of stuff. I do want to ask on this one, I'd love a spicy topic, but I'd really like if you guys have a question for us relating to anything slabbed. Like if you have any questions for us at all, I'd like to see some of those too. So feel free. Also, don't feel restricted to just one comment. Like you guys can leave 2 or 3 if you wanted. You don't have to leave just one. If you have a couple of different thoughts, don't wait till next video. Just drop it. We love it. We really enjoy it. So thank you everyone for tuning in again. You've been awesome. It's crazy to think that this is the 7th month that we've been recording. We did our first one back in December. So yeah, nuts. Absolutely crazy, but we're loving it. So Thanks everyone. We'll jump into the giveaway. Have a good week. See ya.
Peace. All right, everybody. Appreciate you guys joining us after hours here for the giveaway. Again, winner, just shoot me a message on Instagram. But yeah, bunch of vintage PSA 9 stuff. I got some 1996 base set stuff. I got a bunch of vending series stuff you can pick from. I'll send you kind of pictures of a bunch of stuff for you to pick from, and then we'll get you something you like. So going to grab the YouTube comments right now. We have a total of 32 unique. Remove the duplicates. Remove me and Oak. Let's find ourselves a winner, shall we?
Whoop, whoop.
Let's run it. The winner is Pokestone in the house.
Nice.
It was a pleasure meeting you down in Orlando, Pokestone. So if you're listening back on this, shoot me a message on Instagram. If not, I'll be reaching out to you probably in the next week or so. But let's get it going, man. Appreciate the love and support. Everyone, hit the like button. I want to see more likes and comments this time, all right? Talk to y'all later. Peace.
Bye.